Well, hello. Welcome to our Sunday Night Power Plan. This will be the most like real time in the moment planning that I've probably ever done with you because typically by the time we do Power Plan, I've already kind of done some of my planning for the week. I have not. I got home from fabulous city of Tolado, as I like to call it, or I don't know, around 12:30 or so. And I've spent time with my husband because, he's missed me. They're pitiful. Sandra D's in a car already headed to Texas. Busy gal, busy gal. All right, I'm glad everybody's on here tonight. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to kick off the week like we always do before we even start planning this week. I want us to log in. If you have a secondary device, I want you to log into your cloud office. And I'm doing that right now. All right, from the very main page, we're going to do our rate of run. So basically, we're going to find out how much you and your team have been selling on a daily basis on average. And then we're going to project that into the future to see what you potentially will end the month at. So on the very first page you get onto when you log into your cloud, you're going to scroll down to where you see business snapshot. You're going to click that little arrow so it drops down that whole section for you. And then go past the green, orange, and the gray. And then in the next chunk, called qualifications, you're going to look for current QV. So you're going to take the dollar amount that's showing up in the current QV and you're going to divide it by 23 because we're on the 23rd day of the month. So we're getting your daily average. You're now going to take that smaller number and you're going to multiply it by 31 because we have 31 days in October, get that little extra bonus day. You're now looking at a much larger number. That number is what you are estimated, projected, whatever word you want to use, to end the month at. So is it where you want to be? Yay or nay? I don't know. It's up to you. If it's not where you want it to be, I'm here to tell you we have a week left. I will also tell you really quickly, if you are chasing or working for whatever word you want to use, the double, triple, going for the triple, you can land in the double, right? If you're currently working on that, it ends tonight. So I would actually encourage you to get off of this Zoom and go work on that. And you can always catch this recording because that double, triple, that commission, that promo is something that could really boost your volume. So if that's something that you're working for and you've got 1 or 2 orders left you've got to get in, or you've got, whatever, it won't hurt my feelings if you hop off of here and catch the recording because you are running out of time on that one. But so keep in mind, so we've had all but one auto ship. We've had a couple of promos this month, and like the double, triple, that's a big one. So Lavelle's really been helping push along this month. What we have to do as promoters is take this next 8 days and we got to go all in. Like you have to look at November 1st like a brick wall that you want to bust through. You got to spend the next 8 days with your head down, doing your IPAs, doing any additional things you've decided you want to do with your business, and putting your blinders on and just go. Yes, there's going to be people with Halloween distractions. Yes, November 1st is when the holidays hit, right? You've got to just go in there with your head down, with your goal, and go. Like you can't let all those excuses that are going to come at you derail you. So that's what we're going to focus on. Before we dive into the full-fledged planning for the week, and we're still in our cloud. Oops, well, I was in my cloud, huh? Oh, I'm still there. Okay. We're going to go onto your My Team button, and we're going to look to see what auto ships you have left for the month. So you're going to, this time you need the whole main menu. You're going to go to My Team, My Customers. At the top where it says customer number, customer name, email, scroll all the way to the right. Click the box that says next auto ship. Actually click that box twice. Did I click it twice or just once? Okay, and it's going to populate things by date for you. So you want to look for 10/25/2022. If you have anybody that says 10/25/2022 on the next auto ship, those people have an auto ship coming out Tuesday morning. Like at 12:01 in the morning. So you for sure need to either be in contact with them tonight or first thing in the morning, get the conversation. How was their weekend? What did they do? What's going on? How are they feeling? Oh, by the way, you guys, you know my spiel. Like you've got to find out what's going on in their life and then make sure that the Thrive that they're taking is what's working for them. So just make sure that you check that. And for those of you that work more than one account, maybe you and your spouse or you and your child or whoever, however you're doing it, check the other person's account too, because I'm pretty stellar at checking mine and then I forget to check Tom's. So anyway, that's enough of that. That's basically, that's our thing right there, right? Okay, so moving forward, looking at this week, I got my big calendar in front of me. Let me make myself a little space. Just real quick, since it's a lot of dream teamers on here, I have planned for the week already, and I've had this planned all month. Tomorrow is the team Zoom. Tuesday, there's a 9 a.m. StreamYard about follow-ups. Wednesday night at 8 p.m. there is a Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry. Tuesday night at, I forget what time Sam's doing her Thrive experiences. It's Tuesday nights, 7, maybe 7:30. I forget, but look for the post. Monday mornings, we have not masterminds, meeting of the minds with Courtney. Tuesday, we have a StreamYard at 9, follow-ups. Tuesday night, we have the Thrive experiences. Wednesday, we have Wi-Fi Wealth at 8 p.m. Thursday, there will be a special guest speaker in the team pages. I forget who is in charge of that, but somebody's in charge of that this week. And then, well, obviously on Friday, we'll have Wednesday and Friday, we have podcast follow-ups. So my point in telling you all this is, yes, you could put it on your calendar. But the other point is, do you see how I'm entering this week with already some big things planned? Like they're already on there. I don't have to think about that. I already know we also have, we got Mexico. Some people are leaving Wednesday, and I know the official start date is Thursday. Friday night on the 20th. Wait, Friday night? Yeah, Friday night on the 28th are the announcements. New products, right? Like maybe the next getaway. I'm hoping, and we did kind of peg, Courtney's on here, she kind of pegged Cliff in the elevator in Toledo about Thrive Palooza, and he alluded that they might tell us this weekend also, like at conference, they might talk about, or not conference, at Mexico, they might talk about where the next conference is going to be. He did say it's not in Texas and it's not anywhere we've ever had it before, because we were like, maybe it's New Orleans, maybe it's, whatever. That Cliff, he's a rock though, man. He rode down the elevator with, I forget how many women looking him in the eye, like asking him where the Palooza was, and he held his own. So anyway, my point with this is, when, as a group, Power Plan, we plan the month ahead. So hopefully when you opened your planner tonight or your calendar, you already knew your big boulders, like the things that are already happening, right? Like if you have a dentist appointment, you already know. If you have a haircut, you already know. If you have a Wi-Fi Wealth, you already know. Those are the things already in play for the week, and they've been established for a month. So ask yourself, what do you know that you have going on that you already know? So Sonia, I know you do the product spotlights in your team chat on Sundays, I believe, right? I already said Courtney does her thing. Sandra is gone. We must have lost her. They're traveling. They're driving right now. Sandra does a Zoom with her team. Courtney, I think, does a Thursday huddle. I don't know what you guys do. Shantae does a Tuesday huddle. So I'm not saying for what I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just asking you, do you have something that you do on a regular basis? And have you truly committed to it? Is it in your calendar? Like, is it already on there? Sonia, which I was stealing Lindsay's, but she hasn't done any lately, LOL. You just have to go back and steal some old ones. But you know what, that's a really good point. So I think it's smart to steal or borrow people's stuff, especially to get something kicked off. But it also, like, so Sonia actually got that kind of habit established in her team chat, right? So now she's like, she just said last week she did her own. So it's okay if you're not sure what to do, but you see someone else doing it, copy it, share it, whatever, but then use that as your starting point to start your own, right? So if you're seeing the fact that I'm doing a Wi-Fi Wealth every Wednesday and you want to start a Financial Friday, I don't Money Monday, the more the merrier. The more people that are out there sharing and talking and doing the do, heck yeah, fill up all of social media with all the things Thrive. Don't ever say, oh, I thought about doing that, but I'm not going to because so-and-so's already doing that. Do it. Yes, we have meeting of the minds on Monday. Somebody might want to have a thought for Thursday. I don't know. but do it. But come up with what you want to do, what you want to contribute, what you feel connected to do, and share it. So anyway, all right. So thinking of this upcoming week, we've already kind of went over the nuggets. And Sonia alluded to earlier, one of the big things that we all need to have with us or be ready are our blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, right? So going into this new week, we have a blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On tomorrow's for your follow-ups, you for sure want to have written down anybody that has an auto ship coming out on the 25th, which is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah. On Tuesday, I'm going to write my numbers on here really quick. So what I do on my blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, I don't know if you can see this or not. I take a highlighter across the top because just for me, visually, it helps my eyeballs know what day is what. And I put the date next to it because then when I'm looking at my calendar, when I'm looking at thinking auto ships, thinking Wi-Fi wealth. So like I know for a fact on Wednesday, the 26th, I'm going to have a Wi-Fi wealth. So Tammy, who do you want to be watching that Wi-Fi wealth? Well, don't wait and ask them on Wednesday, right? If I know there's a Wi-Fi wealth on Wednesday, on Monday, my reach outs, I'm going to start thinking, who do I want to start a conversation with so that by Tuesday I can transition, if not sooner, into, well, hey, you know what? Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock would be the perfect Zoom for you to hop onto, right? Friday, we know we're going to have announcements of new products. They've said it's coming. We don't know all about it, but we're going to learn about it. So if someone's been asking you about like, what is this weight loss thing, or if they've gotten on your VIP list or whatever you've thrown out there, then you already know that's happening Friday. So you know on Wednesday, you want to gear your reach outs to, it's almost a follow-up kind of, I don't know, that could go either direction because maybe they've already thrived and they're looking for new product, or maybe they're hoping to start thriving because of this new product. Either way, Tuesday or Wednesday, you can start thinking of those people. So you see how it makes your reach outs and your follow-ups more intentional when you're not just, don't get me wrong, there are days where I'm literally like, I'm just going through stories and I'm just talking to anybody I can talk to. But if I know in my mind, like for Wi-Fi Wednesday, there's a couple people I know I want to talk to. Well, that's only 2 people out of my 10 daily reach outs. So, but that kicks things off for me. And that also makes sure that my reach outs aren't random. So that's why to me, calendar planning is so stinking important because you have to look ahead. If you want to know what you got to do on Monday, you got to know what's coming on Friday, right? You can't just wake up Friday morning and be like, oh yeah, let's scramble. Not that it can't happen. You could do it, but you're going to have more success and less reacting to stuff. I would much rather be prepared and plan something out than react at the last minute. So think of your reach outs that direction. Like, I just told you some of the big things that were coming up. Now with that in mind, and it's a Friday night. So we tease people all week. We follow up people all week. We're connecting. Hey, that product's dropping Friday night. It's dropping Friday night. Well, what else happens Friday nights? People get really busy. People have worked all week. Now they've got football games. They've got bonfires. So you've teased them all week. Well, what do you got to do on Saturday? You got to follow up with those people because maybe you talked to somebody Tuesday or Wednesday and they were super excited to find out about the new product, but then Friday they blinked on it completely. It's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility to promote it, right? So put their names back down for Saturday and Sunday and like keep following up with people. So these 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, they're just so much more than just a sheet of paper. Yes, it's a place to track your activity, but it's also a place to think about your activity. So keeping that exact thought process in mind, when you get down to number 3, the social media posts, if you know on Tuesday night, 2 or 3 people from your team are going to go live in Facebook and on a Zoom and share their Thrive experiences, you could be talking to people about that on Monday. You could be making a post about that on Monday. You could be talking about that in your stories. You could be making a reel about that in your stories. If you know I'm going to have a Wi-Fi wealth on Wednesday, you could throw out some sort of empowering women in business quote on Tuesday and throw in there that, I've got these empowered women that are going to be speaking on Wednesday night. If you want to be a part of it, if you want to listen, like think ahead versus what Lindsay always says, throwing something at the wall to see if it sticks. Sonia said, do you know if they have a sample sheet tracker? I'm looking for the cloud. Yes, I don't know if it's in the cloud, but I know we have it in boards. In the boards app under Sam Scripts, it's in there for sure. I think okay. Well, there could be something in the There could be something in the Thrive Connect. And then was there one too on that big Zoom we had last week too? I forget. But yes, it's out there. So if you don't find it in boards, let me know and we'll try to find it someplace else. But I do know they have that. So, you know, because again, we've talked a lot about like Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, and that's all good. And I still love all of that because there are days where I don't know what to do. But if it's Wellness Wednesday and you know that Friday we have a weight loss product dropping, your Wellness Wednesday could actually relate to the thing happening on Friday, right? Like just, it's, I know it might, I hope this doesn't seem overwhelming. To me, it makes it easier. So when I have these highlights on my calendar and I know what's happening, it makes my post easier because I can push people in that direction. It's kind of like the week or two before, like leading up before we have a detox group. That makes it super easy for me. When I know there's a detox group kicking off, then I know 10 to 14 days prior to start dripping that into my stories and my reels and my posts and my stories and my reels and my posts, right? And so if you think of your Thrive E60, it's always happening. So you're always going to be dropping that stuff in, but you can be a little more intentional with it. Okay, Tip said, I don't know why I can't talk. Tiff said the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheets are in the cloud. And yeah, that one is, she's talking about the sample sheet tracker. I was just about to type that. Thanks, Sonia. I sent, oh, Lisa's already sent it to you and we're done. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so when we say do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're not saying it just because, all right? It's a tool. It is, I mean, I know it's, I guess because of having a brick and mortar in my life and having so many moving parts that you have to keep track of and things you have to remember and bills you have to pay, the thought that one sheet of paper could literally run your whole business is a little mind-boggling. But I'm here to tell you, one sheet of paper can run your whole business. So when you start getting overwhelmed and you're not sure what to do, sit down, look at your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What day is it? What's coming up this week in my life that I've written on my calendar that I could use to make my social media easier, that I could use to make my reach out a little more intentional, right? Think ahead. There are some people who I know, they will absolutely not write on their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on like, they won't put anything in the Friday column if it's Monday. Well, if you already know on Friday you got a product dropping, I would put a little note there on Friday at the end of the page. And if you know on Wednesday we're going to have a Wi-Fi wealth, I'd put a little note at the bottom of the page to remind not only myself to make sure I show up for it that day, but to keep myself on track. So anyway, this is just a little trick into my brain of how I do it. Now, moving forward, getting a little more particular, you guys know, I just keep sharing it with you. This is the planner that I'm using and it is changing my life. You are welcome. So I have my top 10 goals and I have to write them in every single day. Every single day, I have to repeat by hand, by brain, on paper, my goals. Next to my goals, so for example, the one goal, 2 new promoters this month. Next to that goal, it says, how are you going to do it today? So tomorrow, I have to decide, what am I going to do to get myself closer to 2 new promoters? Well, obviously, my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is part of that. I will be reaching out for speakers and scheduling my Wi-Fi wealth. I will also then create the graphic for it, which I will then share with the team. And then I will start sharing that with people. I will start sending invitations to people, right? My next goal down is 4 new customers. Well, my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is part of that. And I, send out 3 sample offers. Follow up with the past people who sampled the last 2 weeks. Like there's little things I can do every day to get closer and closer. If you guys were in Toledo, I just stood up there and talked about this. If you want to get new customers, you can't just do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to do that plus something small every day. Doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be more than the basics. All right. So I'll go through and do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just told you how I try to be intentional with it. But then I'm also going to go into my customer report. And so I'm going to talk to either active customers or past customers or active non-promoting promoters. And I'm going to send them a message. Hey, I've got 2 samples I can send out on your behalf. Do you know anyone who would be interested? I've done that all month. And I've told you repeatedly, Your non-promoting promoters are a freaking gold mine. They have all kinds of people that they think should try Thrive. So if you haven't sent that message out to at least 3 people in October yet, and you've heard me say it every Sunday, I don't know what else to tell you, to be honest with you, right? So think about what your top goals for this week are for you. So, and like another one of mine is, it says lose 10 pounds. That's a goal for my month of October. Loosen up, because I'm as stiff as a damn board. That was another thing for October. So next to lose 10 pounds, it says 30-minute walk. And it says W/O, that means workout. Under loosen up, it says 10 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of rolling. That's the hardest one. Below that, it says read 2 books. Maybe this is the hardest one. Read 2 books. It says 30 minutes of reading. I struggle to sit down to read. But if I have these goals and they're things I really want to do, then I need to come up with a way to do them. And I need to come up with something I can do every day to touch that. I have a customer service goal. I think I've talked about this before with you guys, maybe just my team, I'm not sure, but I'm sending out 10 messages through Thrive Connect. And it's not just to my active customers, it's to anyone who's ever made a Thrive customer account under my link. It takes a little effort, but a little effort brings a lot, right? So it's worth doing it. You all know keeping my QuickBooks current. And so my point is, when I look at this, there's 30 minutes, there's probably an hour, 45 minutes max for working out and stretching and taking care of myself. 30 minutes reading a book. 10 minutes on QuickBooks. About 20 minutes to do the messages through Connect. I did not just rattle off 82 hours worth of stuff, but the things I rattled off are things that it's easy to forget to do because they're not fun to do. They're not easy to do. They're not exciting to do. There's literally the only people who give me any hoorah and way to go for my 10 messages a day are Lindsay and Sam, and they have to, because I send them and I tell them I did it today and I want a freaking pat on the back. Not even shy about it. So what do you want to do with your business? What do you want on your planner this week? I don't know what you want. Do you want a new customer? Do you want to, maybe you have a promoter on your team who is just nil and void and you want to fire that person up. Maybe you want to go find a new promoter. You have to decide what you want, and then you have to decide the action step you're going to do, and take your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 out of it. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is like breathing. It just has to be done. Just has to be done. Some days you're going to kill it. Some days it's going to suck wind, but it has to be done. And then what are you going to do to move a specific area of your business forward? Some of you might, so some of this could seem overwhelming. So I'm going to pull it back really, really far. Some of you may be like, okay, I want 2 new customers this month. I'm going to do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes practicing on Canva. I'm going to spend 10 minutes in my cloud office reading. I'm going to spend 10 minutes watching some of the training material in the back of the office. Everything you do with intention will lead you towards your goal closer and closer. If you just think during the week, I'm going to get some training in this week. I'm going to focus on, I'm going to learn the cloud office. That's what I'm going to do. You won't do it. You absolutely will not do it. But if you tell yourself, I'm spending 10 minutes a day in my cloud office for the next 7 days, and you put it on your calendar and you put it on your to-do list, it magically will happen. Right? Do you agree? So think about, hint, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your cloud is coming, and it's awesome. Yes, they actually talked about that, Lindsay, in Toledo. There is a whole new beta test going on in the cloud, and it's going to be pretty freaking amazing. So I feel like our team is already really, really good with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but keep getting better with that. And maybe some of you are like, oh, I'm actually not good with my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't even know what she's talking about. I have no idea. Then put it on your list. I'm going to do my 5, 4, I'm going to spend 10 minutes working on my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm doing my best to figure it out and get, okay, good. I was wondering, I meant to ask you about that. I thought he said we were getting something there. Oh, that we were all going to get it. No, it's the 200. Yeah. He was saying the 200Ks already have it, but we will all be getting it, but they're just testing it and trying to get the bugs out. So he did kind of say that we're going to get it, but not yet. But so think about what you're not doing. So some of you might be like, even if you look at your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, some of you might be like, I am amazing at reach outs, but my follow-ups, for whatever reason, I'm not doing them, or I don't enjoy doing them, or I'm not thorough when I do them. So put on your list. I'm going to do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes focused on nothing but follow-ups. Like, I don't know what you need because we're on a Zoom and I don't work directly with all of you, but you know what you need. Tip says, that is me. I have not done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but I want to start, but I'm not really sure what it is. So I might message you after this call. No, you're going to go to my YouTube and you're going to find a ton of videos about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, how to use them, what they involve. And then also when you look at the 5, 4, 3, when you go into the cloud, how you just told us how to get into the cloud to find the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, there is the actual one where you can like print it out and write on it. And then I think it's I forget what they call it, but there's actually a broken down explanation where it'll tell you step 1, reach out to mean this. Step 2, reach out or follow-ups means this. So you can find all that in the cloud. But put that on your calendar. I'm going to spend 10 minutes a day working my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's going to suck the first few days. You're probably not going to get all your reach outs. You're probably not going to get all your social media done, but that's okay. Because as you get better and better and better at it, you're going to start whipping that thing out and being done with it. I was very honest back in August. My goal was to get my QuickBooks current. And you guys all know, because you know me, because I talk about it all the damn time. I hate bookwork. I hate it. I will literally get to like, I don't know, April 4th and be like, oh gosh, I got to get my taxes done now. And I promised myself I wasn't going to do that. So I had to set a timer for 10 minutes every day to get my paperwork current. And it took me, I think, I forget. It didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it was going to. So there is something for you to remember. The things you keep putting off do not take as long as you think. But now that it's done, instead of having 10 minutes a day to work on it, it takes me 2. So in the long run, I made it even easier. So take what you're not good at and add that. So for my new customers this week, I'm going to do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what am I not good at? Maybe you've never made a reel. Or maybe you don't like reels because you're confused by reels. Maybe you're like, I don't even know what a reel is. Maybe you've never spoken in one of your Facebook or Instagram stories. Add that to your list. The more you decide to get good at something, the more it's going to happen for you. I promise what you're already doing and doing well, you're going to keep that. It's not going to go away, but you got to push yourself. We love to talk about personal growth, right? Do we not talk about personal growth all the time around here? Well, push yourself and grow. Decide what you're not doing well and push yourself and grow. And bare minimum, start at 10 minutes a day. If a client came to me and said, I need to lose 150 pounds. All right, 10 minutes a day. We're going to sit in a chair and stand up. And some of you might not think that sounds hard, but that's really hard when someone is overweight and they've never moved before. But before you know it, they're doing 20 minutes. Then they're doing 30 minutes, right? You guys would all follow that journey. You would all be so like blown away that this person made that commitment to those 10 minutes. You would respect the fact that they were humble to start at the beginning. You would applaud them. You would cheer them on, but you won't give yourself 10 minutes a day to learn a new skill. Right? So pick what you're struggling in with your business. I was struggling with my own personal business. My numbers were not where my personal numbers were not where I wanted them to be. I dedicated myself to 4 new customers a month and 2 new promoters. Now, does that mean it's just happening and falling out of the sky? No, but it's happening. And it's because I decided to do it. So this week, when I see a post, when I see faces on a Zoom, I want it to make sense to me, right? If I see a post and it talks about how we're going to have these ladies talking, or we're going to have this Wi-Fi wealth, or we've got this new product coming out, that's going to make sense, right? It's going to keep you and your business moving forward in the direction that we're going. So keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the calendar, and give yourself 10 minutes a day to do something that you're really not that great at. All right. Don't forget, double triple ins tonight. Auto ship is Tuesday. Mexico is officially Friday night for the announcements. And then all the other stuff I already told you. Okay. All right. Bye, girls.